Welcome back. Today is National Fentanyl Prevention and Awareness Day, and this morning we're talking about this and taking a look at how local officials track drug traffickers and what they're seeing when it comes to new trends in Houston. So joining us now are Mike McDaniel and Wendell Campbell, both with the Houston High Intensity Drug Trafficking Area Program. Okay, gentlemen, thank you so much for coming in this morning. First of all, for people who don't know, tell me more about what your organization does.
HIDTA is a federal grant program, and it's under the White House. But the beauty of the program is that it was created by Congress in 1988, and the beauty of the program is that it mandates that state, local, and federal all come together and work for a common purpose.
So you work with our local law enforcement to coordinate everybody to get on the same page with this huge problem.
Yes, and we have an executive board. The beauty of it is we have a board of 22 federal, state, and local agencies. We have 11 state and local, all area law enforcement here, and then we have 11 federal. And they get together in a room and all decide what we need to attack the drug threat in this region.
So we're talking about this being an awareness day, but obviously this is 365, unfortunately. What are you seeing right now here in Houston that concerns you the most? Kind of give us a lay of the land.
Yeah, just a quick snapshot. What we have seen is traditional drug production from plant-based products. There's been a massive shift in the last several years. We saw it at the beginning with fentanyl coming into the marketplace. That is a synthetically made opioid that is manufactured year-round. But recently, within the Houston area, we've seen two brand new classes of opioids come into our area. Specifically, it is what's referred to as nitazines, which are somewhere between 5 to 20 times more potent than fentanyl. We've also seen a new class called the orphines class of synthetic opioids, and that consists of two subclass opioids. One is called cyclorphine, the other is spirochlorophine. We saw spirochlorophine pop up in our region about 1.5 years ago, and ironically, the first place we saw it was in our local high schools.
Oh no.
This particular drug's about 5 times more potent than fentanyl, spirochlorophine. Cyclorphine's about 10 times more potent. So really from a threat standpoint, we have a new class of opioids coming in along with high levels of methamphetamine in our area.
And are they being made here, or are they being made somewhere else and then trafficked in?
Great question. Mainly they're being made somewhere else. However, the raw product comes in here, and what we see happen is in warehouses and homes around Houston and so forth, we see these pill manufacturing places set up where they actually crank out fake pills. They look like pharmaceutical grade pills, but they are fake pills made in somebody's garage or warehouse. And some of the operations have been really extensive that we've been able to work with our partners.
I think it makes us all feel better to know that these investigations are happening. I have two high schoolers right now, so it's very alarming to hear that.
Yeah.
How are these investigations making a difference? How should I be thinking of this as a parent?
Yeah, good question. I would say that number one, know that law enforcement is working together fiercely to combat this. We have a branch within HIDTA actually where we work under the banner of the overdose response strategy. We coordinate with the CDC and we work hand in hand with them to bring together public health and public safety as we work with our partners in the local area, especially the drug education and awareness element. We've had the pleasure of being in actually 85 different school districts, working with law enforcement with oversight of those school districts. And so we've made some good progress raising awareness within that environment.
I don't think we necessarily realize as civilians how quickly the drug landscape changes. And when you're saying we just saw this pop up 1.5 years ago, I mean, it must be so much to stay on top of. Based on your intelligence and what you're hearing and what you're seeing in your investigations, where is all of this headed? And you know, where are those threats? How do you see that developing?
I think the most dynamic thing in our area that I want to assure everybody is law enforcement has realized we can't do this alone. And we have partnered with treatment and prevention, and we have a very good coordinated response in this region, and I feel comforted that we're doing everything we can to get the word out. But the collaboration is just key.
Okay.
And we're just in one unified effort here.
Yeah. Are there any resources that we can go to learn more, or that, you know, that maybe we could do something about this? I know you brought some of these items with you just to talk about.
Yeah, just in reference to this, so what, kind of talking about continued threats, we have seen what we kind of refer to as over-the-counter deception, if you will. And where it's coming from is our local smoke shops. And what we see is a lot of different drugs that are unregulated coming through these smoke shops. Many times they are unregulated opioids and so forth. So for example, these products here are called 7-hydroxymetragenine. This is a product that is a synthetically made opioid being sold in our local smoke shops. As a matter of fact, yesterday evening I stopped and bought these products at a store. Now DEA is moving nationally to schedule this as a Schedule I drug and make it against the law to be sold. But what happens is, like you said, great point, the drug landscape is changing so quick with all these different synthetic drugs. From a law enforcement perspective, we have regular meetings where we're trying to say, okay, what is it now? Because when this goes off the shelf, the drug dealers, the manufacturers already have something else in line to come on board. And so
well, I really appreciate you both coming in. We're out of time. We could talk about this for the next hour. I hope you'll come back and continue to share these messages. This is really important. Mike and Wendell, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Our pleasure. Thank you.